I have never really been a meta Genshin Impact player, but I also want to be able to clear Genshin's content. And with the release of the most recent Stygian Onslaught, it made me realize that my Genshin account has a glaring weakness. I rolled for Skirk and then I ended up fully building Dahlia first. I freaking crowned Dahlia before I put even a single point of investment into Skirk. You see, I have this incredibly bad habit of leaving 5-star characters at low talent levels with barely passable artifacts because for the longest time, I didn't need to invest any further than that. But Stygian Onslaught requires so much more damage that it makes Spiral Abyss look like easy baby goo goo gaga mode. Do you know where we put the triangle? That's right, the square hole. So I just never fully built them. But all that changes today. Today I'm going to finally become a meta Genshin Impact player. And by that, I just mean I'm going to build Skirk. What's up? My name is Tyuji, and today we are going to be becoming a meta Genshin Impact player, because today we are going to be building Skirk. Now, Skirk is one of the characters that have released recently alongside Moiko, where they just do way more damage than any of the other DPSs that have come before them. But I've never really played Genshin Impact for meta. I've never really rolled for characters just because of their power level. I mainly rolled for Skirk because my favorite character in this game is actually Child, because I think that we all know that Child is the best character in the entire goddamn game. But yeah, jokes aside, lore-wise, Skirk is the person who taught Child how to fight. So for the lore, I had to roll for Skirk so that I could put Tartaglia and Skirk on the same team, which I'm going to do, but that's not going to be the main team that I use Skirk for. Another reason why I have to build Skirk right now is because Stygian Onslaught recently reset, and I'm going to keep it a buck with you. It appears as though my Chongyun Kaya team is unable to clear level 5 of Stygian Onslaught. Like on the Fearless difficulty, I could obviously clear this side with Varessa, but that's because Varessa is a pretty strong character and Night Soul line damage just does way more to the Papilia's shield in this version of Stygian Onslaught. But right here, I tried both Rosaria and Chongyun, and unfortunately, they do not have the DPS required to be able to clear it. And to be real, I don't think that this team can clear this boss either. Like, judging off of what happened in the second half, I don't think that this can clear. So I'm going to need to do something different for this side. But I just stopped her here once I realized that Chongyun Kaya or Rosaria Kaya couldn't clear. I just stopped. But yeah, this is the main reason why we are building Skirk today. So my plan is to fully build Skirk and then take her through Stygian Onslaught and completely destroy it. It's going to be so easy, not even close, because Skirk is just a broken ass character, which is going to be a kind of cool change of pace because usually I end up using characters that I really like, and a lot of the characters that I really enjoy playing aren't very meta. So usually whenever I'm trying to clear endgame content, it ends up being pretty difficult. But fortunately, it's probably going to be very easy once I build Skirk. But first things first, we have to take Skirk up to level 90. Okay, so we do need some Sky Split Gem Blooms. And unfortunately, we don't have enough in my own world. So I'm going to go and do this. This is my strat. Whenever I need something, I just go down the list and eventually somebody's going to accept, right? Thank you so much, Silali, the person who has a C4 Raiden Shogun. You are insane, absolute Giga Chad. Now that we've done that, let's go ahead and take Skirk up to level 90. Boom, level 90 Skirk. Uh-oh, also, do we have enough for a 10 pull? Uh-oh, we do. All right, let's see what we get. Yo, Kaya? Do we get a Kaya? Kaya, Lisa, or Amber, please. It's funny that, like, now off the standard banner, all I want is the starter Mondstadt characters. Come on, please. What's my 4-star? Stringless! Another 4-star? Double 4-star? Okay, I was just wondering. Also, if you're looking at my Primo Gems and wondering why that number is 7,382 instead of the 14,000 that you saw before, that is because yesterday there was a bit of an incident that happened. All right, let's see. This is it. This is it. Oh, God, it's here. It's here. Come on. Please. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. So yeah, unfortunately, I still don't have Sitlali, but I will have a guaranteed Varka whenever he comes around. But anyways, now that Skirk is at level 90, let's go ahead and see what weapons that we can throw on Skirk. I don't really think that I have much of an option. As far as weapons go, for the weapons that I have, I feel like Mistsplitter Reforge is my best option, which for me personally, Mistsplitter Reforge ends up being my best option most of the time. It's just such a good sword. But if you have R5 Finale of the Deep, I'm pretty sure that that performs pretty similarly to Mistsplitter Reforged. Or you can use a different 5-star crit sword like Primordial Jade Cutter or Haran. And for artifacts, hopefully, I'm going to be using her signature set today, but that depends on how these pieces roll. Today, I will be completely at the mercy of RNGesus. If these pieces do not roll well, unfortunately, I'm going to have to use Marashose. But I do have a decent amount of pieces to roll, so hopefully some of these pieces roll well. So let's go ahead and roll this. Attack percent. Flat attack. Close enough. This is going to take a while because I'm going through my level 2 artifacts. Just wondering, because maybe this one's attack percent, and then maybe the first roll goes into defense percent. Ew. Oh god, defense percent. But crit damage? Elemental Mastery. Okay, now I no longer have a guaranteed crit damage, but this is crit damage right here. Okay. I was just wondering what my options were. You know what I'm saying? I was just wondering. Okay, Energy Recharge or Elemental Mastery. I don't think that either one of them matter because she doesn't have energy. So, like, I guess I'll take Elemental Mastery even though that doesn't matter either. Crit damage, though? Why do you hurt me like this, Genshin Impact? Bro, I just needed one of you to roll well. There was like 5 or 4 different artifacts here. Okay, we got one roll of crit damage. It was a low roll, but it was a crit damage roll. Crit damage again. Crit rate? We'll take that. We'll take that. Okay, I think this is going to end up being our piece. Come on. Let's go. Okay, we got 3 rolls into crit and energy recharge. We will take that. Okay, that's 1 piece down. Yo, we got the trifecta right here. Crit damage, crit rate, attack percent. Come on. Okay, we got an attack percent roll. That's fine. I'll take that. Okay, double attack percent. Not that great. Okay. Okay. For damage? Yo, triple attack percent. Interesting. Interesting. We can try this one, even though, dude, Energy Recharge, Elemental Mastery don't matter at all. But 2 high rolls and double crit stat. Let's just see. Let's just see. Does the first one roll crit? Does the second one roll crit? Third? Okay, that piece is done. The piece is dead to me. And then, yeah, I remember rolling this and being very upset because at least it got double crit, but 2 useless substats. This one was just, dude, look at my artifact luck. Do you see what I'm working with? Look at this. This is why I can't do no damage. Energy recharge defense. So I would be forced to use this. I don't think I have a... Wait, I do have a cryo damage bonus goblet. So I wouldn't necessarily be forced to use it. Yo, if this... Dude, just all go into crit damage. Okay, yes. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Please. Please. Attack percent. That's fine. That's fine. Yo, okay. This could be it. Why? Why? Man, that is just not worth it at all. Okay, so we have 2 circlets that are crit damage with a crit rate substat. This one has Elemental Mastery, so the only thing that matters on here is crit rate. And of course, it does not roll into crit rate. Why would it? Why would it ever do that? Flat attack. Crit damage. Oh, let's go. Give it to me again. Give it to me again. Flat defense. I am going to choose to believe in this piece. It is all going to roll crit damage, and they are going to be max crit damage rolls for some reason.
Little do you know how I'm breaking while you're...
Oh, God. The pain. I think I should re-roll this, or I should use my feathers on this. I'm so leaned back in my chair now because I'm just so disappointed with how this session is going. Oh, it only requires 1 feather to reshape a feather. I mean, it's guaranteed to roll better, so let's just do this. I've never used a feather before, so, like, might as well try it, right? I'll keep the reshaped result. I will go ahead and keep that reshaped result. I might reshape this circlet because it's not horrible. And you know, that other feather was just really good. So what if we just reshape this, do crit damage, attack percent, and then it just all rolls into that, right? technically, it is better, but I'm still upset. Okay, so we can go ahead and use that crit rate circlet. So we are at 74 over 197 crit damage, which basically means that we have a 1-to-2 crit ratio because after Cryo Resonance, we're at like 99% crit rate over 197 crit damage. We are now at C0, and now it is time to level up some talents. And apparently how Skirk works is that you do not need to level up her normal attack at all, because once you activate her elemental skill, it gets converted into elemental skill damage. So even though they are normal attacks, they don't scale off of the normal attack talent. So the most important thing for me is the elemental skill. So I'm just going to go ahead and see how far we can take it up. 151. Okay, so I think that we can actually make a lot of headway here. Boom, there it is. A decently built Skirk. So now we have a level 90 Skirk, 74 over 197 crit damage, Mist Splitter Reforged, 4-piece galleries, C0, 198 talents. Okay, so I'm kind of trying to figure this out because I know that since I'm using the galleries artifact set, that lets me use her split rotation build where you can use Skirk's elemental burst, and then after you go through the entire rotation, you can also at the end do her on-field playstyle. I think it would be something like this. Like we go here, 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 boom, here, Farina, and then we would hold Q. Holy moly. And then normally, okay, so he's already, okay, so I think I even did that out of order, but it also just didn't matter because Skirk does a ridiculous amount of damage. What the hell? All right, question. Are we going to be able to make it through an entire skill rotation? I think I'm just going to go here. And then we go here. And then we would Escoffier burst. And then Shenhe burst E. And then we would use the tap skill. Go into here. Okay, yeah. So it looks like we want to absorb 3 Void Rifts during that. So we want to create 3 Void Rifts during our elemental skill. And then we activate our elemental burst while we are in 7-phase flash mode. And that gives us the full 18% absorption damage bonus. Okay, I'm kind of getting it. But Genshin characters are definitely not what they used to be. Man, remember when Kaya was released? And then his talent is just like, yeah, he does damage. He throws out some ice and says, cool it. Look at this elemental burst. We can actually read everything. This is base set of Yu-Gi-Oh! I just played a Blue Eyes White Dragon, and now we have Skirk. This is a Link monster with 3 Omni Negates on it, bro. Look at this text. But look, they are really trying to make me read a novel here. Like, look at all this crap. So while I was putting together the teams that I would use for Stygian Onslaught, I wanted to avoid using Farina on my Skirk team so that I could use her to fight against the Cactus boss, because I really felt like that side was going to need more damage. So I decided to try out Dahlia alongside Skirk instead, and that was when I realized something. Wait a sec. The issue is going to be that I can't actually freeze this thing. So yeah, I just casually forgot that you actually need consistent hydro application to keep an enemy frozen. The reason why it is so important to keep this stupid electric turtle frozen is to prevent him from activating his electro shield for as long as you can. Because once he activates this thing, you are going to need a lot of elemental application to get rid of it, because this is a tanky ass shield. Okay, actually, who made this? Tell me, Hoyoverse, who designed this stupid boss? This thing is so obnoxious to fight. So anyways, it turns out I was going to need Farina's hydro application, but I'm also stubborn. So instead of just folding like an omelet and using Farina, I instead tried to use Xingqiu as if I was going to have enough damage to get through this dumbass turtle's massive health bar, plus the 2 shields it was going to put up in between. So after only getting his health bar to here, I decided to do what I should have done in the beginning. I will now be using Farina. And Farina is absolutely busted. After switching to her, I immediately cleared it on the first try, even though my cheeks were clenched the entire run. Okay, you know how I said that this is going to be really easy? Oh, we barely get there, boys. Okay, but yeah, that one was the easy one. Now, what the hell am I going to do here? Because I definitely used Farina for that slot. Yeah, I think Kazuha takes up too much field time. We could do like, I mean, if we're going to be using Yelan anyways right here, I think we gotta go ahead and get her skin. Yes, I did indeed triple crown Yelan, even though her normal attacks do not matter at all. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of this. But the issue is she is still C0, so it's not like she can just carry by herself. We'll see though. I haven't fought this guy yet. I don't even know what he does. What the fuck is happening? So after doing some quick YouTube and Wikipedia research, I figured out that this cactus guy will go into this hat mode where he gains a shield, then basically plays 3-card Monty with you where you have to keep track of where the real one is. Then while he is in hat mode, doing the electro-charged or lunar-charged elemental reactions does a lot of damage to the shield, which is why it was recommending electro and hydro characters. But the thing is, you only need the electro-charged reactions to break the shield. You don't need to only bring hydro and electro characters. So I decided to use a brand new team that I just now created called Electro Charged Team, but also Arlecchino is there. And I had to do the fight a couple times to get used to what I needed to do, but eventually I started to realize that I was getting close, but I just wasn't doing enough damage. Is C0 Arlecchino not enough anymore? Is the scythe not actually the most badass weapon this side of the Mississippi like I thought it was? Did I remember to turn the stove off? I started questioning everything. I started questioning life itself, until I realized something very interesting. I was wondering. I was like, dude, I feel like I'm not doing as much damage as normal. And then I beat it on the first try. Wow. It's insane. It's insane how much easier this was when I was just actually using artifacts. Wow, look at us. Okay, then. Yes, we did it. Dang, how much harder is the actual one then? Oh, wait, that is the highest difficulty as I wanted to go. Okay, nice. Okay, we got all of the rewards. We got the little feathers. Oh, shoot. I was wondering. I was like, dang, this feels really hard. There's another difficulty. I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the next difficulty. Which, technically, yes, there is another difficulty. I ain't doing this though. I'm not doing dire mode. That's really funny because I feel like that should have been so much easier. I understand I'm not that great at Genshin Impact or anything like that. And also that was my very first time using Skirk. I think that I have like 20 minutes of playtime total, like playing Skirk. How long have I been recording? But dang, I like barely cleared on all of them. I think the tortoise was the most difficult one. Hey, but that was Skirk. She is actually a lot of fun to play and absolutely incredible character design. Now, I'm not going to actually start building my account specifically for meta or anything like that. I'm not going to change my decisions to roll for characters based on how powerful the character is or anything. But that Stygian Onslaught definitely showed me that I do need to start having one really strong character from each element. Because for the longest time, I've just been coasting off of Kaya. I really liked Kaya, so I ended up putting a lot of investment into him. And whenever I would need a cryo character for the Spiral Abyss, I would just use him and Rosaria if I needed more cryo than that. So as I said, I'm still only going to roll for characters that I really want. I'm not going to start cherry picking only the strongest and most powerful characters, but I think that I definitely need to start investing more into my stronger 5-star characters, because I would always end up doing stuff like this where I'm like, dang, Arlecchino already feels really strong. So I always thought to myself, why would I specifically crown her normal attack or start farming specifically for her artifact set when I feel like she's already a really strong character? But I feel like we might be at the point now where I have to level Farina's elemental skill past level 6. Like, I have to finally level this up. I probably need to crown Farina's elemental burst. I probably need to level up Escoffier's talents more as well. I probably need to get a better artifact set for her, because I'm definitely going to say it, those feathers come in handy. These reshape feathers, and I definitely want to get more of these. So I want the maximum rewards from Stygian Onslaught every single time it comes around. Or, I mean, not all of the rewards, right? I'm not trying to do dire mode, but I do want all of these feathers because these Dusts of Enlightenments really came in clutch, especially today. Like, I would not have this feather right now if I didn't have some Dusts of Enlightenments. But I will say that Skirk's playstyle is very fun. Her animations are really flashy. I think that Skirk is a 10 out of 10 on the fun scale. Very fun to play. But that is going to be all for today's video. If you watched the entire thing, thank you so much for watching. It really helps me out. And just remember, you don't have to believe in yourself. Believe in me. Believe in the me that believes in you. And I'll see you in the next video.